Good
Good
morning.
morning.
Welcome into the Martin Houston Show with Martin, Xavier, and Simeon. We're live, local, and ready to get things rolling right here on your home for Alabama sports. Tied 100.9 and 12:30 a.m. WTBC. It's a hump day edition of the program, and we're ready to get it rolling. Good morning, good morning, good morning, Maniacs. We want to invite you to get in on the conversation as we do each and every day. Roll Tide, baby, roll. We had a great show yesterday with DC, a great show the day before with KS3, but Xavier is back in his seat this morning. So glad to have him back with us. Maniacs, we want to invite you once again to add your thoughts, your comments, and your actions in the live stream chat. Let us hear from you. We gotta keep on with deal, no deal. We wanted to bring that back, so we might just run. We Who knows? We may run it the whole week. We're gonna bring back some of our old segments and start incorporating those. Like you know, for us old folks, y'all remember Friday night? You had to watch Dynasty, and then you had to watch Dallas. Who shot Jr. I mean, Xavier, Simeon, them have no idea what I'm talking about. But guys, that was back in the day when there was no DVR. There
Mhm.
was no DVR. You had to watch it to get it. There was no replay, no going back, and you had to wait till a whole season later if you missed the show. So we're gonna start having some must see TV. We're gonna start putting some segments back on there. Like we do recruiting every Thursday, right? And we may have some occasional teases on Monday or Tuesday, but we're gonna do like recruiting, and then we have deal no deal. We're gonna bring that back. We're gonna bring back buy, sell, hold, where we're talking about it. you know, uh, I love it. Samuel Pittner. We'll talk about what he had to say there. But we got a lot to get to. We're going to bring back true false. Stephen, we had a segment called In the Zone. Now, if you hear that verbally, you may not recognize it's END zone. It's end zone, but you break it down and say it like a country boy, in the zone, right? Talking about somebody being in the zone. So we got lots of things we're going to get to, outside of this as we go into this off season. So I'm really, really, uh, and of course, my more mature maniacs remember who shot Jr. I'm talking about Simeon. During football season, man, you were messed up. Like people had to choose whether they went to see their kids play on Friday night or to watch Dallas. It was live and in memory. So anyway, having a lot of fun this morning. But we are going to pick back up with a little deal, no deal. I'm not sure Tim Coggins is back on with us this morning, but Tim sent me some stuff off the air, 5 for 5, 5 years eligibility. That old dog hunting. He just won't. He just he. I mean, he just keep hunting, Simeon. And Tim sent me something
Just
that
won't
said
die.
he won't die.
It just keeps going.
So, and of course, we'll end today with the Harvest Church Christian moment of the week. Scotty will not be with us, so I will make sure uh, that I give us a little challenge at the end of how to incorporate our faith into the boardroom, classroom, our chosen field of play. Remember this. This is the day that the Lord has made, so let's rejoice and be glad in it. Take some time today to notice someone, love someone, serve someone, be the difference you want to see in the world today. Guys, before we get into that, I do want to lift up a word of prayer for uh, the places that will be in the line of the storms and severe weather today, from the middle of the country right through Tuscaloosa. I believe that you can pray in agreement. I believe you can thank God for his goodness. And I believe you can proclaim what the word says. And God, right now, we're just going to be sleeping in the bottom of the boat let you speak to the wind. Amen. So speak to the wind to be still so that these winds and these storms dissipate and that there's no severe damage or loss of life as a result. And we thank you for that in Jesus' name. Amen, amen, and amen. All right,
Amen.
X. We'll give you a quick chance. Not we won't get into a lot of detail, but we'll give you a chance to respond to yesterday's deal, no deal, and it got deep on the running back side of things, partly because of the way I manipulated the question, and I understand that. But when it comes to the quarterback for Alabama to be a clear cut favorite, I mean, for Alabama to compete for the SEC this year, not even national championship, just the SEC, Alabama needs to have a clear cut QB1 coming out of fall camp. Deal or no deal?
Deal.
Mm, mm.
Coming out of fall camp, going into the season.
Game one.
Before Eastern Carolina.
Yes, deal.
Why?
Because I mean, you need to know who the leader of your offense is going to be. I mean, yeah, we can go back and we say, oh, it's happened before, where AJ or Jalen Milrow, Jalen Hurts, even, that you didn't necessarily know who the guy was going to be going into week one. But I think it's a different era of college football, and you got to be able to get these reps in, especially if you go with Keelan, because he's the redshirt freshman, doesn't have a lot of experience. He needs to know that he doesn't have to look over his shoulder, in the sense of, coach believes in me, he's giving me this opportunity. That's just kind of how I feel about it in 2026 versus
Yeah.
10, 15 years ago.
And I would say is less needed now than it's ever been, because these quarterbacks start playing 7-on-7 and doing routes when they're in the sixth grade, seventh grade, and they're competing and throwing and running these offenses, Simeon, right?
Yeah.
And they practice all, like right now they have player led practices right now.
Mm-hmm.
That was not even a thing when we were playing, when I was playing. So they get a lot more.
Agree.
And we proved that Saban X actually only like once or twice did he have a starter, a first year starter, when he was competing for a job. I don't know that he did it more than once or twice in 17 years where a first year starter was named week one.
I mean, and I agree with you, X, and I agree with that as well. But I think it really comes down to depending on what type of team you have, what type of who are the leaders on the team. If one of the quarterbacks is one of the leader, is one of the big leaders on the team, or if they're not the big leaders on the team. I think it really just depends, especially nowadays with NIL and all
Who's the
that
leader on
other
this
stuff.
offense right now?
Who's the leader?
Yeah,
I would
on the
say
offense right now.
Ryan
I
Williams.
would I would say Ryan or Austin or Keelan. I mean, I would say it's the quarterbacks, Ryan.
You could go back when AJ was becoming the starter and go Trent Richardson, no doubt. The offensive line, no doubt, because of some of the guys that were on there. Alabama's not in that case. You could go back to 2015, 2016 with Jalen Hurts and go, okay, we know who, Calvin Ridley. Once again, some of these guys on the offensive line.
You're
It's
saying
not
leaders, they were the best players. They weren't the leaders necessarily. Best players don't mean you're the leader. Ryan
true,
Williams,
but
you asked Coach DeBoer. Ryan Williams is the clear cut leader. They have a clear cut leader on this offense, and that's Ryan RCW. He is the clear
mhm.
cut leader. He is the hardest working guy, just like we talked about Jalen Milrow being one of the hardest working guys out there. But after the fact, you started hearing that Jalen was also sometimes kind of divisive. Okay, hadn't heard that about Ron. But the other side of it is don't underestimate Jackson Lloyd's leadership. There was a reason they came out and named him the starter after 2 days in shorts. I have heard that people said that this kid should have played last year. And if it been any other time, this kid probably would have been playing as a true freshman. So don't underestimate because guys, I and this is not to my own horn. Even though I wasn't starting, I was one of the leaders on the team in some aspects. So there's an interview. John Coleman said, "Hey, Martin was one of those guys. If you were going through some stuff, he was the dude you went and talked to because he was just more mature than a lot of us." Right. So there's a lot of
Mhm.
different levels of leadership. So what I would say, X, is this though. Why would you name either one of these guys the starter before they have real live round ammunition and make the other guy back up before either one of them's proven you anything? You
I think you go. I'm not saying you
didn't say
don't
he didn't have a
play.
one. I said clear. Remember, here's the word, Xavier. Clear cut number one, where you have given one guy and said this guy's the starter.
I still feel like you have to. And if that guy fails, you adjust. I think you have to.
Was Blake Barnett the clear cut number one?
No.
So why would you? It's almost the exact same situation. That this year is almost the exact same situation,
Mm,
except for Jalen is a true freshman. Was a true freshman. The difference is neither one of these guys has played real live where they were the man. And just because one guy does good against Eastern Carolina doesn't mean that the other guy wouldn't do better.
sure. I, I mean, I'm not disagreeing with where you're coming from. I just believe in this,
So who
when
would
I
you?
say this era, it's not the preparation, it's not anything like that. I get that these guys throw have thrown the ball more by the time they're 17, 18 years old than even the guys from my era 15 years ago had thrown probably by the time they were sophomores or juniors in college.
Yeah.
But those guys from my era didn't also have a transfer portal and all this other things and money that's why I just say off
Right.
rip you lock a
And
guy in.
here's the thing. You have two guys that's been in your program, Simeon. That's the difference, X. The transfer portal hasn't impacted these two guys. If there was two guys on this roster that you thought would have transferred or been in the transfer portal, it's the two guys that we're talking about.
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
Right?
you're not
Yeah.
Right?
wrong.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
But
they've
if this
shown,
had been now question, if this had been a year ago, if this had been a year ago, would both of these guys still be here?
or if Ty had came back, that's the scenario you're asking. Probably
Yeah,
not.
No, no. I'm asking if this was a year ago and there was a spring portal and this was a situation of would both of these guys still, if the portal rules hadn't changed, would both these guys still be on the team?
I think
if
so.
it was if they were redshirt, if
No, no, no.
Austin was a year younger,
No, no, no. If Ralston's going to if the portal standards hadn't
I got you.
changed, the windows hadn't changed, would they both still be on this team?
I think
Yes.
I think so. It just depends on how truthful how close this QB battle really is, because we hear stuff as the media on the outside, and maybe the team sees things that are different. So I think it really just
Agreed.
depends on how
I mean,
close.
and here's the thing. Austin's not the only one that got a bad rap from the spring game because I know we're going to talk about running backs. Kevin Riley was destroying people the first two scrimmages. He didn't have a great A-Day, and people are doubting his ability. Austin was banged up. People doubting him. Not saying that that's not the case. I'm just asking from y'all's opinion. Will both, if the transfer portal was open in the spring, would they both still be here? Dad
I,
says yes. You're saying yes.
yeah, I think so. I don't think either one of them would have left because I don't. Where would they? Why would you leave when?
I
Here's the
think
reality.
Austin probably could, in my opinion, I think Austin might have either went to Michigan State with Nick Sheridan or Oregon State with Shep.
Here's the thing, guys. Austin Mack thinks he's going to be the starter. Austin Mack know what he's done, what he did this spring.
Yeah.
We don't. Austin Mack
No,
is
agreed, agreed.
Austin Mack. Keaton Russell knows what he's done. Who else knows? I'm telling you, these two coaches believe that they have two interchangeable guys. That's why it
But
doesn't
it's
make
but
sense
see,
to me.
but I hear you, and like that's great. But like QB now is only as great as those two options are, and I think Alabama will be successful with either one at quarterback. You only playing one of them. You're only playing one of them.
Here's the question. Here's the question. The reason I don't think either one of them would have left Simeon is because they both think they are QB1 at Alabama. They both think that. Let one of them have what happened to Ty this year and see how quick the other guy comes off the bench. If Ty was playing this year, if Ty was a starter this year, talking about 2026, Xavier, and and he what happened last year, another guy, you know, would come
I
off the
think it
bench.
should have happened last year. I mean, I think you could have put Austin out there. I don't know about Keelan. I think you could have put Austin out there last year and been better.
I'm not saying you couldn't have.
I know. No, no. I'm agreeing with your point.
You're talking about
I'm
after Ty
agreeing
got
with your
hurt.
point.
You're talking about
Yeah,
after he got hurt.
yeah.
I'm not trying to be funny. It was after the
After the
Eastern
South Carolina
Carolina.
game,
So after the South Carolina game, I don't think it would have been that much of a difference between Austin Mack and a hurt Ty. I think Austin gave Alabama a little bit more just because he
Yeah.
wasn't at 40%.
Let's address Jacob Powell's thing. Is this the same conversation as last year? Jacob Powell said the board talk like last year's battle was neck and neck, and he never pulled Ty. Is it the same conversation? Do you think that this year is the same thing, or was there roster management going on last year?
that's a good question. I mean, if it was as tight as he says it was, we should have seen Austin after Ty got banged up. But
Or
but to
or
your point, he believed by that point Ty had done enough. If he could hold up through the rest of the season,
He'd be
he
gone.
was going and going to be. Hey, Les Snead loved him from the beginning. So
and watch this. Not just that, Simeon.
Hmm.
You put Austin in at the end of last year, and Austin balls out.
that money, that
The
price
price
went
just
up.
went up for Austin
Not just
significantly.
that. Who else is now looking to leave?
Keelan.
You might lose
Keelan.
both of them.
You could lose both of them and Ty leave. So I think that the dynamics of of the tie
Yeah,
and I
yeah.
mean there's so many things that goes in. If they put Austin in or Keelan in, would there have been a measurable difference at that point in the season? I don't know. I don't know if the improvement would have been that measurable. But the downside or the risk on the other side of playing Austin
Significant.
and
Is
Austin
losing
balling
your
out,
top three quarterbacks.
whoo,
Significant. It becomes. I mean, when you see that, and because like you said, you could have ended up losing all three quarterbacks because you can't pay. Keelan Russell isn't worried about fighting because you're like, okay, well, he's gonna be the guy, but then he doesn't know that he's the guy, and then Austin Mack gets a $3 million raise, and you just can't justify paying a guy who played for 4 games
Right.
several $1 million. So I mean, I get it.
Yeah, and Jacob Powell says, so you leave a guy who is hurt in the game to prevent next year's players from leaving. I'm not saying that's the only reason, because here's the thing that we know for a fact. We know that Ty was sick. Being sick and injured is two different things. Okay, he had the gastric whatever that caused him to lose weight. He was hurting, but wasn't injured, which is two different things. I played. I adjusted one game. They put a PVC pipe footing thing because I had turf toe. Okay, so I was hurting, but I wasn't injured. Right. So Ty was sick and hurting, but was not injured. And Alabama did not lose. Right. Alabama did not lose. Right.
Right.
Until what? Other guys got hurt in the Georgia game. Right. Alabama didn't lose. Right.
Yeah.
You mean Oklahoma, and that was a missed field goal from a win.
That wasn't on Ty though.
Nah.
But when he got injured and could not play, when he got injured and cracked the rib, they did finally put him on the bench. I'm being devil's advocate. I'm just saying. So
now, I don't fully disagree with you, Dad, but I also think that Ty, I mean, you can kind of put the Oklahoma game on him as well. Maybe you put the Oklahoma game on
special
Coach Grubb. Coach Grubb. There were some plays that Coach Grubb was shaky, but then again, I don't think we.
And he didn't have his safety blanket.
Yeah, I don't ever.
Who else was out in the
Oklahoma game? Cuevas.
But remember that pick six that Ty threw should have been a pass interference.
Yep.
He couldn't. Yeah. Okay.
I'm not disagreeing. I'm just throwing, because Jacob Powell, he's bringing up valid points. I'm just pointing out that these coaches have so much they have to manage now that guys like Saban didn't have to manage.
Oh, 100%. But that also leads to the credence of my point of saying maybe you need to have a clear-cut guy.
And I think it leads the other way for that reason. Why would you make a guy start the season off feeling like he's already lost a job when the other guy hasn't done anything other than practice to win the job?
And that's fair.
Remember, we're saying clear. The key word that I used there, and it was on purpose, was clear.
Was Ty clear cut at the start of last year?
Yeah, they came out and pretty much said that this was the case.
What did Ty done before last year?
Huh?
What did Ty done before last year?
3 years, a fourth-year senior, and a captain. I'm just giving the other side.
Okay, so if Austin is named the clear-cut guy, he's a fourth-year senior or fourth-year junior up under Coach DeBoer for 4 years.
He might. That's what I'm just giving you.
Xavier, did you just come out and announce Austin Mack as the starter for the 2026 season?
Nope.
Breaking news.
Hey, Simeon, Xavier, watch this. If you were to reverse the ages, okay, let's say Keelan was the Keelan that we know, the 5-star, was here last year. And Austin Mack, because Austin Mack he's not as pretty a quarterback, like Tua was pretty, but Jalen's a winner. Right? Tua's pretty, Jalen's a winner. If Saban
especially in college.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. If Saban doesn't fire Kiffin and get his ego out of the way, he'd had a championship if he had just let Kiffin coach one more game.
Mm-hmm.
Period. Right. And so do you put Keelan in there? Like last year, is it a different race if it's a third year Keelan Russell against a fourth year Ty Simpson? I think it is.
Oh, 100%.
Why?
Huh?
Why?
Because of the hype. Because of the hype. And that's crazy, right?
Wait. No.
Are you asking why is it not that case with Austin?
No. Hold on. What?
Yeah.
We know Coach DeBoer. You know, like we've seen him. We understand his character, and he's not worried about the outside noise. So I don't think the hype is not from. I mean, it's not on the inside like that, like it is on the outside. I mean, I get Keelan is different. I think Keelan is probably at the end of the day going to be the best of the three quarterbacks.
Right.
Probably at one point in time in their careers, I think Keelan's probably going to be the best. But we're talking, but I don't think that the race would be different because I don't think
Keelan would have. I was not talking about just his skill set. I'm saying Keelan would have had 3 years in the system, and Matt would have been a true freshman. Is what I was saying. Like.
So what you're saying is
if
that
you flip the roles, it wouldn't be close.
If you flipped, so you think Keelan should be the quarterback, right? Is that what you're saying?
I'm talking about from last. If you had last year's scenario, I'm not saying that this year. I think Mac's understanding of the system right now is greater than Keelan's.
I hope so. Yeah. I mean, I hope so. If Austin doesn't have that,
and I think that may be the difference. Is just the reps and the repetition at practice. But I just think that you're going to go into the game. I think they'll name a starter just so a guy starts getting a few more reps before the game. But I still think the backup guy will still be in there at least through. There's no way that you don't go into.
What are the first 2 games of the season?
Well, I just don't think you go into.
They both play against East Carolina.
Yeah, and Kentucky. We may have 2 or 3 games. Sort of the
Florida State's game 3.
The Penn State, AJ McCarron, Phil Simms, I think is going to play out. All right, we need to get the break here. We'll be back on the other side. That was a deal, no deal marathon on the quarterback situation. And we thought we talked about it yesterday. We didn't even scratch the surface. Come back on the other side. We'll get Xavier's thoughts on the running back. Do we feel different about the running back room? Physicality, run first, physical run first. Does it matter? What does it mean? We'll talk about it right here on the Martin Hughes Show with Martin, Xavier, and Simeon.
Tide 100.9 traffic.
Tuscaloosa traffic now from the Townsend Nissan Traffic Center. A very good morning to you on your Hump Day Wednesday, getting off to a nice and quiet start, as we typically do. Moving smooth on McFarland. No problems between Academy and 43 and even beyond. Also looking here at 15th Street. That is wide open from McFarland to Lurleen Wallace. 2059, smooth sailing from 359 to Joe Malisham and beyond. With your Tuscaloosa traffic now, I'm Tammy Thomas.
This report is sponsored by Compassion International.
If you need a quality zero-turn mower to cut your grass, check out the Bad Boy zero-turn mowers at Redline Power Sports, located on Highway 43 at Tiers, Patton Road in Northport.
More for your budget at Townsend Nissan. Rogue Platinum, $288 a month. Sentra, $199 a month. And take $5,000 off a new Nissan Frontier. Townsend Nissan, your family in the car business.
Compassion sponsorship means food, healthcare, education, and most of all, being known, loved, and protected. There are thousands of kids waiting over a year. End their wait. Sponsor a child with compassion today. Text the word radio to 83393.
Hey, I'm Richard Adams with Adams Services. your local experts. Don't let power outages disrupt your life or business. With a Honeywell generator, you get reliable backup power to keep everything running smoothly. For a limited time, a free 10-year parts and service warranty, as well as financing as low as $189 a month. Give Adams Services a call at 205-339-6540 or visit us at adamssvcs.com. Your local experts.
The Venue, your new favorite Tuscaloosa hangout, food, music, and more. Come and taste what's new at The Venue, whether it's Liza's Sweet Shop, whether it's the all-day breakfast and burgers from Ramajama's, or the quality food that you can get at Finish Pub. Great atmosphere, great time, great people, great environment. That's The Venue. You can find them online at thevenuetuscaloosa.com, located off of Watermelon Road, just past Sokol Park. That's The Venue, Tuscaloosa's new favorite hangout. Make it yours.
Hey friends, this is Christy from Christy's Boutique. Mother's Day is right around the corner, and it's such a beautiful time to celebrate the women who mean the most to us. At Christy's Boutique, we have been having so much fun getting ready for Mother's Day, picking out beautiful outfits and gifts just for her. We've got styles for women of all ages, and you can find us right inside Irvin's Work in Western in Northport. So come see us and let us help you find something she'll love, or something that makes you feel beautiful. Christy's Boutique, where you're always seen, always loved, and always styled. Happy Mother's Day.
Hey, I'm Martin Houston, and I want to tell you about exciting news happening at Box Eye Care. They moved to their new location, bringing you a brand new lab, stylish new frames, and a fresh look just for you. Enjoy their expanded frame inventory, competitive prices, and faster service, all with the same great level of service you've come to know and trust. Discover this full-service eye care at Box Eye Care's new location. With their in-house lab, they offer unbeatable value and one of the largest frame collections in town. Schedule your eye exam today and walk out with new glasses in less than an hour in most cases. Visit boxeyecare.com. That's boxeyecare.com, or call 205-342-0660. That's 205-342-0660. Visit them at 5003 Oscar Baxter Drive. That's Box Eye Care. Your vision, our priority.
After a wreck, everything you do matters. Say the wrong thing, your claim is denied. Miss a step, evidence disappears, and the insurance company closes their file. That's why you need protection now. You need someone who knows the process and protects your rights from the start. Call Ms. Rayno. Dial 900-9000. That's 900-9000 for a free consultation, no fees unless we win. No representation is made that the quality of legal services to be formed is greater than that of other lawyers.
DQ presents the Blizzard Double Flip Deal. For a limited time, when you buy one Blizzard treat, you get a second for just 99 cents. That's 2 Blizzards, 2 spoons, 2 flavors, and 2 flips. So don't miss out on the Blizzard Double Flip Deal, available only for a limited time and happening now at DQ. Because the only thing better than a Blizzard treat is a second Blizzard treat for just 99 cents. It's a deal to flip for. The Blizzard Double Flip Deal. Get it in the app. Participation may vary.
If you're looking for a golf cart or repairs to yours, stop by Dixie Custom Carts on Greensboro Avenue in Tuscaloosa. They sell Club Car, Donago, and Atlas golf carts. They can customize it to your specifications with a lift, tires, wheels, and lights. Dixie Custom Carts also carries a full line of parts and accessories, including chargers, windshields, hitches, Bluetooth kits, and so much more. If your golf cart needs repairs, the pros at Dixie Custom Carts can handle the job. Dixie Custom Carts, Greensboro Avenue in Tuscaloosa.
What does it mean to advertise and do your marketing with Town Square Media Tuscaloosa? Melissa started her business in 2014. What would you say to someone considering Town Square Media Tuscaloosa?
My experience with Town Square Media has been awesome, and I would definitely recommend it to anyone. I think that this is the first time in my marketing experience that I've been able to see my return on investment. I would definitely say in the past that has not been the case. In this, I like knowing that that's 100%. A lot of the marketing we've done has been radio. You guys have so much more to offer than that, whether it's, websites, from targeted marketing to radio. You are kind of a one-stop shop, and it makes doing marketing so much easier. So I would definitely recommend it.
For more info on marketing with Town Square Media Tuscaloosa, call 205-345-7200 or click on Advertise with Us on our website.
Texting privacy policy and terms and conditions posted at RioDirect.com/privacy. Texting enrolls for recurring automated text marketing messages. Message and data rates may apply. Reply stop to opt out. Text help for help. Consult a doctor prior to use.
Wow, you look amazing. What have you been doing?
You've heard of Ozempic, Wegovy, and the other GLP-1 medications that are all over the news, right? Well, I found this great company called Zelfie, and if you qualify, you can get medications like Ozempic and Wegovy and other GLP-1s at 80 to 90% savings without insurance, all 100% online.
Wait, I can get GLP-1 medications for 80 to 90% less and do it all online? No long wait at the doctor's office or pharmacy?
Yes, Zelfie can provide semaglutide and tirzepatide, the active ingredients in Ozempic and other expensive GLP-1s, for 80 to 90% less and shipped direct to your door.
Amazing. How do I get started?
Just send them a text.
Text BLISS to 797979 to get started today with Zelfie. Get the same active ingredients in Wegovy or Ozempic for 80 to 90% less, 100% online. Don't wait. Text BLISS to 797979 right now for your exclusive offer. Text BLISS to 797979. That's BLISS to 797979.
Tide 100.9 Tuscaloosa weather.
Increasingly cloudy and breezy today. The chance of showers this afternoon, the high 81. Thunderstorms tonight. Those storms could be severe, the low 63. And for tomorrow, the sky becoming partially sunny, the high at 75 degrees. I'm James Spann with the Alabama Weather Network on Tide 100.9. It's 69 degrees in Tuscaloosa.
Keep it locked into Tide 100.9 for more of the Martin Houston Show with Martin Houston and X's and O's Sports, Xavier Houston.
Welcome back into the Martin Houston Show. Martin, Xavier, and Simeon. The Empowerment Training and Consulting Hotline is open for business. Hey, listen, if you're dealing with retention issues, recruiting issues, performance issues, people scared to speak up, rework, disengagement, all of those things that point to an unhealthy organization, you need to give us a call or shoot us an email, martin@martinhouston.org, or go to martinhouston.org/book me and schedule a discovery meeting. We'd love to talk to you about your organizational health so we can get you operating at a championship level. So stop missing the mark and start operating like a champion. Empowerment Training and Consulting. That hotline is open, 205-342-9904. All right, guys, based on kind of the flow of the show, we may not get to another deal, no deal. So I thought of another angle on the quarterback question, because we've kind of answered it. Would y'all agree we're probably answering it from our perspective and fans, and our emotion is getting into it and all that? And Xavier may actually have been answering it from just to Coach DeBoer. What do you think Coach DeBoer wants? Deal, no deal. Does Coach DeBoer want a clear-cut QB1, or does he want these guys, it being so neck and neck that he really doesn't know who his best guy is?
2024, he flat out said Jalen Milroe is my starter. 2025, he flat out says Ty Simpson is my starter. He has a little different track record at Alabama, at least, than what we've seen from Coach Saban.
His record at the other places is the same.
Yeah, I mean, I have paid attention to when
Now, to be fair, Jalen Milroe and Ty Simpson, I think, is a tad bit different because neither one of those are his guys. So
and
maybe he was
a returning starter.
Yeah. And so neither one of those are his guys.
Jalen Hurts was a returning starter, and that was the first. Jalen Hurts was a returning starter that played for a national championship.
Go ahead, Sim.
No, I was just saying those two were a little different, but also these guys are supposedly so neck and neck. So I don't know if we should believe that is any different than, because last year's was neck and neck too, and then so who knows at this point.
I I think he won't. I think as a coach, he wants one clear cut guy.
I think he wants a guy to force his hand.
I think he wants. I mean, as a coach, but I think he wants one clear cut guy, not because one guy plays bad. I think he wants whatever his list of KPIs are. Like they know what they are. He know what he's looking for, and he wants one guy that hits 9 out of 10 of those KPIs, and the other guy to be hitting 7 or 8. You see what I'm saying? Like one guy has separated himself in some capacity, whether it's the RPO game or whether it's the decision making, whether it's the avoiding sacks, or whether it's getting them into the right play, things that we as fans may not see. In other words, Gary Hollingsworth lost the job. I mean, wasn't the starter. The starter went down, and then when Gary Hollingsworth got in, Homer Smith realized, oh my God, we can't be wrong because this guy gets us into the right play every time. He is like an extension of me on the field. And Grubb may be the one that ultimately makes that decision because we've answered this from DeBoer's side. Grubb, how much would Grubb love it if he calls a run play and Mac's able to get him out of that bad run play into a pass play, but we never see that. How many times did last year they have an RPO and Ty changed the play? Remember how many times the clock ran down and we were rushing at the end? How many of those were RPOs or situations where one of these guys may excel? Anyway, all right, Alan, you're in with Xavier and Simeon on the Empowerment Training Consulting Hotline. What's on your mind?
Good morning. Well, I just wanted to say this. First of all, I'm going home this weekend, so I won't get a chance to talk to y'all probably on Friday. So I'm doing my Friday thing now. And just to make this clear, Mark, when you said earlier, you said performance, you're not talking about ED, you're talking about something totally different. I just want y'all guys to know that. So don't call him and ask him about nothing about ED. So he's talking about not that kind of performance. So I just want people to understand that first. That's the first thing. Second thing is this. Did the Lakers play last night? I'm asking for a friend. Did they play last night? Did they win or lose? I'm just asking for a friend.
Oh, they played last night. They lost.
Okay. I was just making sure.
You didn't call them when they were up 3-0. You didn't call them when they were up 3-0 in the Rockets, and LeBron was going crazy. You didn't call it in. But you called.
I didn't need to.
Okay.
I didn't need to. I didn't need to. Hey, I'm a Laker fan, not a LeBron fan. I'm a Laker fan.
Who scored the most points last night? Even though they lost, who scored the most points in that game last night?
The Lakers don't have anybody else to throw the ball to right now.
Austin Reeves is back. Shot 3 for 16.
Okay, really? Do you think it's going to be his last year? Don't you think he need to go ahead and retire and just leave his legacy? You don't think so?
No, Alan, he got one more. But you can't blame last night on LeBron.
No.
Why can't I? When he wins, y'all give him the credit. So when he loses, you got to take the credit too.
when you score 27 points,
he's taking 50 shots.
You talking about? You say 50 shots. You say 50.
Yeah, that's what Jacob Powell said. Everybody knows the reason Michael scored as much as he scored because he was a volume shooter.
LeBron took 17 shots and scored 27 points. 12 for 17. That's efficient.
But it doesn't make a difference if he went 17 for 17. What makes the difference at the end of the night, it was a W on that scoreboard.
Yes, and Alan, what did Michael do before he had Scotty, Horace Grant, Steve Curb, Rodman. What did he do before he had all that
supporting
guys?
cast. Those were. No, I'm not a Jordan fan. So that's a supporting
No,
cast.
but
I'm a Magic
asking, what
Johnson
did
fan.
do?
He lost and he got hurt.
Magic Johnson had the same thing.
Magic Johnson
Magic was
had
always
James
Worthy. I mean,
Byron Scott.
Green.
Kurt Rambis.
But y'all leaving out the most important guy. Y'all leaving out Kareem now. That's the most important one.
I said Kareem.
Okay.
Hey, Alan, I have to let you go on this. LeBron ended the series the other day with 25, 5, and 5. That was his 157th time in the playoffs. That was, I think.
But you've been playing since you was in high school, Martin.
Hold on, though. That's 84 more than, I think it was 84 plus more than the next closest guy. So I don't care how long.
You've been playing since you was in high school.
I don't care how long he played.
He had the whole season's worth more.
That's double everybody. So let's just say that you take half of his career in the playoffs away. He's still number one.
And he still doesn't have as many rings as Jordan.
And Jordan,
wait, hold on. If longevity doesn't mean greatness, Cal Ripken ain't nothing. Tom Brady played 20 plus years. Forget all his records. Kareem, the reason he was the all-time leading scorer was because he played at that point in time longer than anybody else, and was able to play at a high level than anybody else. I mean, if
wait a minute. You talking about Kareem? He played some beat.
Longevity does not matter. You gotta knock more people than LeBron James, but it seems to be he's the only guy that gets knocked for being able to play at a high level for a long time.
He played 60 games this year.
So hold on. So if he only played half the season, and that's why he's played so long, then that means that he has the scoring record in half the time. You can't have it both ways. You can't say the man misses half the season and skips out. That's why he's played a long time, and turn around and say he has the record because he played a long time. Did he play a long time because he skipped games, or did he play? Right, Alan? You cannot have it both ways.
No, he doesn't skip games now. Now, I'll give him that now. He's an Iron Man. When he's not hurt, he doesn't skip games. I will give him that. I'm just calling it. I'm just like to aggravate.
I know you just.
I love him off the court more than I love him on the court for what he does off the court. I think he's a great player. I just call in just to give Simeon a hard time.
Fly in the ointment. You be throwing fly. Thanks, Alan.
Exactly. One more thing. Let me say one more thing. I'm gonna hang up from you. I'm gonna say something real funny, real quick. They called me the other day and said, "Do you have any trucks that can go pick up watermelons?" I said, "We don't do watermelon and we don't do cotton." But so I just wanted to tell y'all. I thought it was funny, but anyway, we're all in watermelons anyway. I just wanted to tell you that.
All right, man. Appreciate you, Alan. Hey, let's go back on the other side. We'll have the Harvest Church 2-minute warning.
Coming up on The Game with Ryan Fowler.
Coming up on the Wednesday edition of The Game, we're going to talk to John Copeland as he will go into the Alabama Sports Hall of Fame later this week. We'll talk with him about the 1992 team and honor his recognition. We'll also talk to Bruce Marshall, and we'll talk to Chris Blank starting at 2 p.m. here on The Game on Tide 100.9, 1230 WTBC, your home of Alabama Crimson Tide Sports.
The longest-running sports talk show in Tuscaloosa. The Game with Ryan Fowler. Weekdays from 2 to 6 p.m. on Tide 100.9 and 12:30 a.m. WTBC. And streaming worldwide on the free Tide app.
Here's what's trending on the Tuscaloosa Thread.
Good Wednesday morning. Here's one of the top stories we're following for you this hour, brought to you by Spiller Furniture and Mattress. The Alabama House and Senate in their redistricting special session have voted 4 bills in committee and sent them to the full floor for debate. However, it's still not known if the 11th Circuit Court of Appeals in Atlanta will allow Alabama to redistrict before 2030. Click TuscaloosaThread.com for more West Alabama news, sports, and weather coverage throughout the day. It's free. Don Hartley, Town Square Media, Tuscaloosa.
Tide 100.9 traffic.
Tuscaloosa traffic now from the Townsend Nissan Traffic Center. We are kicking it up just a notch as you travel around the area. A little more volume on 43 southbound onto McFarland, that intersection. That's pretty much always a given and nothing unusual. Also looking here at Culver Road, 43, on the southbound lane to 21st Street. That's starting to slow down just a skosh for you. Now moving about 2059, always so pleasant here. From McFarland to Joe Malisham, all is well. With your Tuscaloosa traffic now, Tammy Thomas.
This report is sponsored by Mothers Against Drunk Driving.
If you need a quality zero-turn mower to cut your grass, check out the Bad Boy zero-turn mowers at Redline Power Sports, located on Highway 43 at Tiers Patton Road in Northport.
For victims of drunk and drug driving, our grief is unique. But you are not alone. You always have a place at MAD. Call our 24-hour victim helpline at 877-MAD-HELP or visit mad.org.
Where they do that at? If you're looking for the ultimate experience in electronic bingo, head to Bama Entertainment. We've expanded at our location, now with 2 buildings, not just one. Come for our mystery wall cash drawing Monday through Thursday, every 30 minutes. On the weekend, live entertainment or DJ. Ticket drawing for the jackpot wheel spins and cash giveaway. Don't forget about our double jackpot payout up to $5,000. Great atmosphere, outstanding customer service. Where they do that at? Bama Entertainment, where the odds are always in your favor. Take exit 45 off 2059, sponsored by Red.
Congressman Barry Moore has always delivered for Alabama. As a member of the House Freedom Caucus, Barry Moore earned a score of 100 from Heritage Action for protecting our values. He's helped thousands of Alabama families, fought for our veterans as a veteran himself, and secured millions for infrastructure, first responders, and public safety. Barry Moore helped pass Trump's One Big Beautiful Bill, delivering tax cuts for hardworking Alabama families, and stood strong to secure our borders. Now, Barry is taking that fight to the United States Senate. Barry Moore will defend our freedoms, defend the Second Amendment, protect our children, stand up for parents, and keep boys out of girls' sports, while continuing to cut taxes and lower prices. Endorsed by President Trump, Barry Moore is a proven conservative Alabama can trust.
I'm Congressman Barry Moore. I rolled up my sleeves in Congress, and I'll keep fighting for Alabama in the U.S. Senate. I'm Barry Moore, a conservative fighter, and I approve this message.
Approved and paid for by Barry Moore for U.S. Senate.
Welcome back to the Martin Houston Show, the sound of Bama sports. Your show, your team, on your home for Alabama sports. Tide 100.9 and streaming on the Tide 100.9 app.
Good morning. Welcome back into the Martin Houston Show with Martin, Xavier, and Simeon. It's been a fun show. Alan kind of threw a little fly in the ointment there. Before I get into the Harvest Church Christian moment of the week, the 2-minute warning is upon us. I do want to shout out my teammate, John Copeland, JC. Congratulations on being voted into the Alabama Sports Hall of Fame and honored as well deserved. The Harvest Church Christian moment of the week comes from Matthew 5:13 through 16, where we need to reflect on the fact that God has called us salt and light. Salt preserves, enhances, and brings out the best in what it touches. Light reveals, guides, and pushes back, or eliminates darkness. Jesus didn't say you are like salt or you are like light. He said you are salt as believers. You are light. This means wherever you go, you carry influence. So what does that look like in real life? You know, for us people that work in corporate America, in the boardrooms, it means being salt and light, walking in integrity, refusing to compromise, speaking the truth, but do it with grace and love and humility, making decisions that reflect character, not just profit. In the boardroom, it means that you may not always quote a scripture, but people notice the life that you lead. If you're a student, if you're in the classroom, it looks like kindness when others are harsh and honesty when others are cheating. It means courage to stand up for what is right when everyone else is sitting down, but doing it with humility and not just arrogance. Sometimes your light shines brightest in the quietness of your faithfulness. Show up, work hard, and treat others with dignity. And for everybody else that you may not be in a boardroom, you may not be in a classroom, but you're on the field, you're on the court, you're in your craft, in your chosen field of play, it means competing with excellence, but do it with respect. It means respond to pressure. How you respond to pressure, how you handle it, how you handle loss, how you treat teammates, how you treat opponents, how you treat those coworkers. Your attitude can preach louder than any words you would ever say. So here's the key. Salt is only useful when it makes contact, and light only works when it is visible through the darkness. Faith was never meant to be hidden or isolated. So I hear people say, well, it's just faith is a private thing. No. Salt influences and impacts everything it touches. Light is seen by shining in the darkness. It was meant to be lived out loud, lived intentionally, lived consistently, and lived authentically. So as you go through the rest of this week, don't overcomplicate it. Ask yourself, where's God placed me? And how can I influence the space, the boardroom, the classroom, the chosen field of play that he's placed me in? Because you were called to live as salt and light. Impact the world, don't lose your saltiness, and don't hide your light. Also, don't shine it in other people's face where they can't see clearly where you're leading them. You don't just change environments, you point people to something greater. And that greater is our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. We appreciate you being a part of the show. Glad and hopefully you had enjoyed that 2-minute warning, Harvest Church 2-minute warning. Go be salt and light in the world today. Remember this, trust in the Lord always, and not your own understanding. All your ways acknowledge him, and he will direct your paths. Roll Tide, everybody. We'll be back tomorrow, same back time, same back channel. And if you happen to be in the Tuscaloosa area, or it's worth a drive in, tonight we're going to have a prayer and healing service at Harvest Church, weather permitting, of course. Come out and join us. 6 o'clock meal at no cost, and then 6:30 word and worship. I'm Martin Houston. That's Xavier Houston. That's Simeon Houston. Thanks, Maniac. Roll Tide. We'll catch you on tomorrow. Same back time, same back channel.
Thank you for listening to The Martin Houston Show on your home for Alabama sports. Tide 100.9 and streaming.